There we go.
We are on.
We're live.
We are live, boys. Round 2 of the Praga Championship at ESR, Tugas, and PHSR. We are at RaceRoom Raceway not Bridge. I think this is the national circuit.
I think you're right. No, I think this is yeah, this is national. You're right. You're right. It's in the title.
Yeah. Anyway, we got over 22 drivers here today, all willing to prove their mettle, and 2 different skill classes, 2 different championships to fight for, and a maximum of 5,000 VRP to fight for as prize money. Who's gonna get it? Let's find out.
I had to remember all my tricks to get the parsec to work properly and give me mic control in Discord.
Yeah, fair enough. So of course, Byron is you may have noticed Byron is a little bit absent. I'm also Michael. There's 2 Michaels in this voice chat now in this booth. I'm Michael Chute from Petrolhead Sim Racing. You might know me from doing the Petrolhead streams, the blue ones. And then Magus, you know him.
I mean, I hope they do, Byron. Byron is an overriding presence, admittedly. Let's see here. I'll get the pro and am classifications up here. Booking, please. Thank you. Let's see here. So the following people have pro ability that are on the server right now. We have Alfonso Alexandre, pro. We have, and there's a big gap here. Andy Darnell is an M? You people are kidding me.
That doesn't make any sense.
Tobias Thierolf is a pro. We also have Lucas Wallering, although I haven't seen him yet.
Wallering's good. He was a championship contender for Formula Ford.
Rene Ermer is a pro. Antonio Costa is a pro. Lucas Blom is a pro. Bertrand Barrier is a pro. Vic Vega is a pro. Vic, I don't know about that, Vic.
Drum's going purple. I think he might improve his pole time, boys.
Indeed. He is out there currently on the pole position. And he's purple by a lot, too. That's almost a half second.
Yeah. Might be even more going into that 3rd sector now. Going over the hill, over to the right-hander. It's going to be straight on, and it's going to be another right-hand turn.
Didn't make it.
Zandvoort is going to be determining his lap time here. Drome going into 1st position, maintaining it, and Henrik Andreasen skyrocketing to the top of the field with a 1 minute 14.769, with Jerome in 2nd place, Simmons 3rd.
Plenty of people yet to post up a lap time, so we got a lot more to come.
Yeah, absolutely. We've still got some bangers to come. We've still got people like Henrik, Tobias, who hasn't gotten a proper lap in yet, you know.
Also in YouTube chat, guys, if there's any audio issues, please let us know. We can make adaptations, adjustments. This is a new setup, so things may be a little bit rough.
Yeah, this is a small bit of a different setup that I'm used to.
Well, it's also different for us. We had to reinstall everything on the Director PC, so we've lost all of our settings.
Oh, yikes.
So, if things are rough, please let us know, and we can make adaptations. We can tweak the volume, tweak the game volume, tweak the voice volume, whatever we need to make happen.
And then there's Alexandre going green across the board, going into P7 behind Antonio Costa and ahead of Magic Kaszczuk.
He won't be happy with that. Alfonso's a guy who likes to be at the very, very front. And I know that describes every driver, obviously. But I mean, like, he's a guy who expects to be at the very front. So he'll be motivated to do even more.
Yeah, I like a good motivated driver. Someone
Rick
with
Martel. Currently at the back of the pack. At least of the guys who have posted lap time. No lap time yet from Kratcheville, Ermer, Bloms, Scott, or Konietzki. Hey! Timo in the house.
Timo and P13, we've got better stuff in the pipeline from the German driver. I know what he's capable of. Andy Darnell across the line. Going into P9 with Martin Edmonds P10. Alexandre being bumped down to P8 by Simmons and P7. Barrier locked up in P6 with Antonio Costa 5th. Thierolf's 4th, Kaschik's 3rd, Drum 2nd, and Andreasen still 1st place with a 1 minute 14.769.
Oh, Rhino Berger jumping up into 12th.
Into 13th there, Rhino Berger.
I mean, it was 12th when I said it. Somebody else just bumped into 13th.
Yeah, what can you do? P13 goes Timo Reiter. And I'll tell you, Henrik Andreassen's pole time has held up incredibly well. No one's been able to go near it all session. We've got 20 minutes left to go, though.
I think it'll get beat because we did see a 14.6 in practice. So it'd be hard for me to believe that we won't see a 14.6 in qualifying.
Yeah, wait, hang on. Who was after posting that in practice?
Andreasen.
Oh.
Was Henrik himself, so even he can go faster.
Well, fair enough. What I meant was that no one can beat Henrik in this occasion.
True. No one else has broken into that. Although I suspect, just on experience, Tobias Thierolf tends to be a guy who brings his A game in qualifying and slums it a little bit in practice.
We shall see with 21.5 minutes to go left of qualifying, ladies and gentlemen, for round 2 of the Praga Championship. Stay tuned.
Fotis Zizoglu, currently 18th place. He was up fighting for a top 10 in practice, so I think he's got more in him. And this lap indicates that he does. And 13th.
Bumping a few people down there. He's another guy from Petrolhead, so I know he's got a lot of potential. Martin Edmonds down in P3 has gone on a green lap, 1/10 off of Andreasen. Kaczuk after going into 2nd place ahead of Drome in 3rd. Going 1/10 quicker. And welcome Martin Edmonds there. He's only 4 and a bit tenths off of Andreasen's pace. Might be going off for 1st place here. A little bit of traffic.
Some unfortunate traffic. Oh! That was some very unfortunate traffic.
What's going to happen to Martin Edmonds?
Still good lap
for P3. Timo Reiter for Brother Ops. In P15, wants to improve up and further into the midfield. He's going to make it up into P11 behind Davidson.
Very tight grid here.
Meanwhile, we've got Rick Martel. Green across the board, P19. Let's see what he can pull out here. Last stages of the lap.
It really does look like Sector 3 has been the make or break sector on this track. Because it just looks like there's a ton of time to be made up there. Like, that's where the delta is.
Yeah, precisely. Especially with these cars. There's lots of downforce. You need to make use of that downforce if you want to be quick. Can, whether or not you really commit. Oh, spin of a spinner from Rhino Berger. He didn't ruin anyone's lap time. Managed to escape just in time.
Here's Max Simmons.
P8 in the minute. Green in sector 1 by 3/10. Off of Andreas's time, of course.
And Fotis Zizoglu also with a pair of green sectors.
This is one of the shiftiest grades I've ever seen. Never staying in one place for very long.
Let's see here. Can Zizoglu improve on 15th place? Yep.
Goes up to 13th behind Andy Darnell, his petrolhead compatriot.
Oh, Cratcheville has finally got a lap time up. He's 19th quickest.
It's good to see Cratcheville getting a qualifying lap.
Oh, he's got a purple second sector.
Yeah, you're right. Look at that. 1/10. Let's see if he can finish it off.
That third sector looked a little rough, though. Yeah, he couldn't do it. I was going to say, that third sector did not look good while we were on board with him there.
Yeah, he was very squirrely there. But he definitely has the potential to get something done really well. He got the drafter in front of him to get something.
Steve Davidson moves up into 9th.
Davidson making moves up into P9. Canadian driver having pulling out all the stops here. Here's Hiri Kurtachville once again.
It looks pretty promising, only 1.4 off at the second sector.
It's just that third sector I'm worried about.
Good enough for 16th. You are right, though. That third sector, well, we both have said it, but that third sector is looking like really the one you got to ace. Because it looks like that is where all the time is being gained or lost.
Yeah. Like, you can see, like, Andreassen's gotten to the second sector 1/10 in the second time running.
Almost.
Not improved. Like, you can see the way he's getting incredibly squirrely across the hill. He just isn't, like, you have to get that part incredibly right, or else, like, you just lose too much time.
Bertrand moving up into the top 5.
Bertrand's up there this time. Third row. See what we can get from Blom. Green second sector. Let's see. Remains P19.
I do wish the camera control gave me like a lap time preview, so I could grab the people who are on hot laps. But I don't have really an ability to do that. Hey, Timo's in the green car.
Mike and Mike commentary. I like that.
Another personal best in the first sector there for Max Simmons.
Yeah, Simmons is only 2.5 off. He's got potential there to do something great in that number 87 car. Just needs to put it all together into one great lap.
Get a little bit of buzz on the game audio. I'm not sure if that's coming across on the stream. Let me know, chat, if you hear it. All right, here's the moment of truth for Max.
Max Simmons, green across the board, stays 8th fastest. Adam Stewart in P20 goes green for 4/10 in the first sector. It's about to complete the second sector.
I'm going to mute you, Mike, for a little bit while I listen to the stream and just see if everything's going well.
Of course. Adam Stewart going through.
Okay, I'm going to turn myself down a little bit because I'm a little bit louder.
How's this?
Oh, no problem. No problem on your end. You were good. I was just a little bit loud.
Well, fair enough. Car standing still on the third sector there, off the track.
Andrew D down in 13th place. That's surprising. He was up in the top 10 in practice.
Yeah.
Tends to be a guy who does better in qualifying than in practice too, so that's a little bit odd.
Adam Stewart hasn't gotten a very good lap time in yet.
I mean, I kind of disagree. I think, well, there's a notable improvement, so you're probably right. But I was just gonna say, I think the grid is just very, very tight.
Yeah, this is a very tight grid. Like, there's between first and like the first 6 place, no, 7, 8. The first 8 places are within a second of each other.
And it gets down to 14th, 15th place with 1.5 seconds between them. So it's just very tight.
Yeah.
On a normal day, a lot of these lap times would be, in contention, but just because of how the grid is, it's down in like low teens. Rene Ermer down in 22nd place. That is stunning.
Yeah, a lot of talent compressed into a grid today. 24.
I think he's going to improve a lot here. He's 9/10. He's 9/10 up at the end of the second sector. This should put him in the top 20 at least.
Let's see it.
And 9th place.
Rene Armour.
He aced that third sector.
Yeah, that was the one he got wrong, and he got it right. Now he's in contention for the top 10.
Vic Vega moves into the top 20. Still plenty of time. Feels like there should be less time, but we still got 11 minutes to go.
Yeah. Well, 10 minutes to go. Well, here's your top 10, I suppose. It's like we've got a very compressed grid right now. Of course, we've got Andreasen up top. There's Simmons second, Koscheck third. Edmonds down in fourth. Jerome was at P1 at the start, but now resides in P5. Barrier P6. Antonio Costa P7. Tirolf in P8, who is yet to figure out that third sector. Irmer in P9, who's after putting in a belter of a lap. And in P10, Davidson caps off the 10th position.
There's a couple of people who feel a little bit out of place, notably Theorolf down at 8th place. Alexandre not being in the top 10. That's interesting. Andrew D is another one who seems like he's struggling just a tad. Based on prior result. And it's good to see Josiah Jerome up in the top 5. We haven't seen a belter qualifying for him in a bit.
So, 9.5 minutes to go.
I guess I'll give a championship rundown since I got it here. Theorolf, of course, your championship leader, leading from Antonio Costa, Andrew D, Josiah Jerome, Magic Kazchuk, Bertrand Barrier. Andy Darnell is your top AM championship member. Christian Kubovic, Yuri Kracheville, and Lucas Blom rounding off the top 10. That was after Spa-Francorchamps.
After Spa, and of course there's going to be a little bit of balance of performance on some of these drivers as well, based on how well they do. It's one of the quirks of this championship, I found out.
Mm-hmm. That might explain Tobias's struggles.
Yeah.
Actually, come to think of it, all 3 guys who are in the top 3 in the championship are not having, like, they're not having bad days by any means, but they're not having stellar days. Costa down in 7th place, Andrew D in 15th. So yeah, a big chance for the chasing pack, as it were, to make up some ground.
Yeah.
Martin Edmonds moves 3rd quickest. We've got RC and James Butler in the chat. Welcome, peoples.
Welcome.
Oh, big crash.
Shunt for the 85. It's going to be a little bit of a hindrance in his qualifying efforts. We've got 7.5 minutes left to go. Just get back out there, repair that front nose, and get back out on track. Make his bid for top 10.
Kaschek with a really good first sector. See if he can improve on this.
Simmons is in 2nd.
Yeah, Max popping up in his 2nd. Very close to Henrik Andreasen, lit within 2/10.
Yeah. Bit of a spin for Maciek. He's after hitting the wall. That's suspension damage for sure. He goes into the pits. No, he doesn't. He's gonna try it again.
No, this is Fotis.
Though.
We just literally went to a car with the same livery.
God damn, well, you can't blame me. Like, it was the same part of the track as well.
No. I'm not blaming. I'm just relaying the facts.
Yeah. It's a bit of
This is the problem when you have 12 different liveries to spread between 30 cars. There's duplicates.
Yeah, it's.
All right, Andrew, you've got a good 2nd sector on the board. Can you get the 3rd one right?
Looks like a good line.
Looked steady, looked on balance, but not good enough to improve.
Must have lost it all in the first sector.
Andy Darnell looking to improve on his time. He is the top amateur in the standings coming in today. I wonder if he's the top amateur in qualifying right now, but I don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like,
at the very least, Fotis is ahead of him. He's am.
Like, he'd be beaten by the likes of Timo Reiter.
Yeah, Ryder's also an am.
Like,
so he's a best 3rd. Ooh, Andrew D, again promising. Can he get 3rd sector right this time? Nope.
Just not quick enough. Just
no.
Out. Rene's putting in a solid improvement.
Little rough through that chicane there, though.
Might be able to salvage something out of it.
Let's see here. On to the start-finish straight. And he does, indeed. Pick up P9.
By 20 hundredths of a second, more or less. Him and Davidson are very close, it appears.
Andrew D coming across the line and again unable to improve. Getting down to the point where everyone's got maybe 1 or 2 laps left. So this may be the grid.
Yeah.
Andreasen and Simmons are in the pits, so it looks like they are going to leave their fates in the hands of others.
That's going to be interesting. Timo's after improving, but just gone outside of track limits.
He'll have one more chance. Lucas Blom with a very good lap going here. Down in 22nd place. This could be top 15 material here if he gets a good third sector.
A top.
Well,
top
not
8.
quite that good.
That's something. He beats Vega and Kretoshvili.
Rhino Berger as well. And Rick Martel. Oh, Rene, that's not the track.
He's missing a wheel there.
Well, that'll do his qualifying in.
To say the least. Purple for Martin Edmonds.
Oh, he goes off the track, though. We still have Josiah, Antonio, Tobias, Timo Ryder, Andy Darnell, Lucas Blom, and Mauricio Julian on track. They're going to be the last ones.
Tobias needs to figure out something quick in his closing stages of this qualifying session. Is this going to be his last lap?
Looks good, though. He's only 3/10 up. No! Unable to improve.
P8 is where Tobias Thierhoff stays.
Indeed.
Starting in the 4th row.
I think that may legitimately be the lowest I've ever seen him start.
Yeah, me too. That ballast must be really doing it for him.
We got 4 cars left on track, although one of them I don't think can get a lap time, that being Max Simmons. Costa just off, so Komorowski, Ryder, and Julian are the last 3. We'll see if they can improve. Looks like Costa's done. Yep, we're done.
So these are your top 10 drivers. Henrik Andreasen in first place and Max Simmons joins them on the 2nd row. And for the rest of the grid, we have Martin Edmonds, Maciek Kaszczuk, Josiah Drum, Bertrand Barrier, Antonio Costa, Tobias Thierhoff in 8th place, Rene Ermer securing 9th in the nick of time, and Steve Davidson copping off the top 10. Adam Komorowski in P11 with Andy Darnell in P12 for Petrolhead Sim Racing, Afonso Alexandre slightly lower than he wants to be in P13, Timo Ryder in P14, very good for him, and a 3-minute warm-up.
Should be mentioned, 1 car did not get a legal lap in. That is Ken Scott. He will start from 26th.
Yikes.
We'll let him have a little bit of the warm-up spotlight.
Ken Scott is letting the 87 pass. my phone. It is 25 to 11 for me.
It's quite late.
Yeah, but, I mean, at least it's a weekend, so. Don't have much to do tomorrow, so should be perfectly fine.
That's good. I made some adjustments on the audio, so audience, let me know if you like or dislike what I'm doing there. As we try to do a little bit of tech troubleshooting, we get to finally kick this pig, as it were.
Yeah, it's important to try.
So we have 30 seconds left here in the warm-up.
And then we go racing. Wait, is there going to be a reverse grid, or?
I believe in race 2 it'll be reverse grid. I believe race 1 is the as seen.
Yeah, I've seen the qualifying, but of course, if there is a race 2.
It's a double header today. I imagine it's a... Oh, hang on. I've got the race app page. Let's see if I can find the answer. Rules, please. Reverse grid, reverse grid, reverse grid. Reverse top 8. So Tobias will start on pole if it's the qualifying results that get the reverse grid. But I think it's the race results that will get us the grid for race 2. So
yeah,
we'll find out.
Results. Just asking because I wasn't exactly sure whether or not it was going to be a race 2 to begin with. So.
Yep, this one's a double header on the calendar, along with Sachsenring will be a 2-race affair, as well as, surprisingly enough, Slovakia Ring. That's an interesting one to do a double header on. And Zandvoort.
We'll see how it goes on board with Ken Scott in 26th.
I've got the auto director on. The auto director seems to think Ken Scott is going to be the danger man. I don't know about that. Here we go.
Here we go. Magic in 4th place, making moves. Antonio Costa. It's going to be.
Wow, Matt Simmons has just gunned it away from the field.
Bit of contact between the 87, maybe in the center. Look at Magic Koschuk. P8, he's lost a few positions there. Rene Irmer shot all the way up to P4. He's about to make a 3rd.
Yeah, I think the front row got off to a terrible start. Andreassen's tumbled out of the top 10. And as you noted, Kaschuk did not get a good start. Simmons is 2 seconds out of the back.
We can see people such as Timo Reiter getting a terrible start. He went from 13th or something like that. I can't remember, but like Reiter's lost like 5 positions there. Tobias Thieroff in 6th place. We're on board with him. Going on.
Oh, big contact! Martin Edmonds getting into it with Adam Komorowski.
There's so many cars involved. Carnage.
Yeah, a lot of cars off as well. Everybody is continuing, though, after that contact. That's good to see.
Kaschuk was in it. Sparks was in it. Komorowski was in it.
So your big climber at the moment, do you have a guess as to who has made up the most positions so far? Because it's a 3-way tie, so you got 3 possible good answers. Oh wait, no.
Rene Irmer.
It is now a 2-way tie. Someone fell back.
Oh, that's
Vic Vega's made up 10 spots.
How many has Irmer made?
Rene. He's up 5.
Really? Only 5?
We've got 10 spots for Vic Vega and Rhino Berger. They're the biggest climbers, as Lucas Blom has a
a bit of a pile-up. He's collected 2. Lucas Blom.
Yeah, Stewart's also off the track somewhere. Ken Scott, by the way, is up to 18th place.
Lucas Blom has had a very bad day so far, back in 21st. Edmonds is round next. What's happened?
Again.
Someone spilled another oil.
Well, Martin had hard contact with Adam Komorowski. I wonder if his car may not be 100% right now.
That'd be reasonable.
There's Ken Scott losing a spot.
Ken Scott in 19th.
Andy Darnell in 12th. Interesting note about Andy Darnell. He is the only person who is in his grid position. Everything around him has gone crazy.
Yeah, absolutely crazy.
Ken Scott off the track. Falls to the back. So Simmons in the lead from Costa and Barrier.
Yeah, Barrier has been managing all right in 3rd place, with Costa in 2nd and Ermer 4th. Henrik has dropped back to 5th. He's fighting back quite well against Tobias Tirov, and Davidson has gained 3 positions.
Somebody slipped up through there as oh, that's Bertrand.
That means
and
Ermer's
Konietzki
now in 3rd place.
This is a mess.
What a mess! Like, it's almost like Mario Kart. People are tossing banana peels everywhere or something, like oil on the track or something.
RC, inform your dad that we're gonna have a lot of stewarding to do. And just get that out of the way right now.
Yeah, thank God I'm not part of this stewarding team.
Martin Edmonds in 16th place, trailing Magic Kazchuk. My, oh my, Kazchuk and Edmonds have had a bad day. They have lost a combined 24 places.
That's crazy. Henrik Andreasen moving himself up into 3rd place. Mauricio Julian and 23rd being overtaken by Alex Stewart, I think. Adam Stewart.
With the whole thing with what is his first name? That's Magic Kazchuk rejoining. His day has gone from absolute elation to terror. Like, honestly.
Yeah, like
he's lost 17 positions.
That's absolutely grim. Like, there's no coming back from that unless there's a reverse grid, which there
is a reverse grid, but you have to get up to the top 8.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
I don't think so. Andy Darnell comparatively has had a very quiet day. Started 12th, currently runs 11th. As Lucas Blom loses it again.
Yeah, Blom hasn't had a very good day. He's been fighting relatively well. Last time I saw him, he was up in P20, and he's made a few positions back then. But like, he's just after spinning there, and he's lost all his progress. He's gonna have to try all over again.
Josiah Jerome on the tail of Bertrand Barrier, battle of the 284s. On board with the driver from Dominica.
He's right up on his rear bumper. He's ready to capitalize on any mistake he may make.
And Bertrand, at the risk of sounding a little bit peevish with Bertrand, he does make mistakes.
Who doesn't?
So there will be openings as Yuri Kratcheville looking to overtake Rick Martel. Fons Alexandre moving up past Andrew D for 12th place.
That's a move that Alexandre would have wanted to happen. Like, he's not satisfied sitting down there in the top 15. He wants to be up in the top 10 as soon as he can.
A lot of slowdowns coming in from the stewards.
Henriks is going to be going all in on Antonio Costa.
Sia Jerome still on Barrier's tail.
Barrier has already had one spin today under pressure for in the top 3. Will he spin again from under pressure from Josiah Drum? Mauricio Julian and another car.
That's Timo Konietzki, I think.
Koniecki. No, Konieczny. Yeah, Konieczny.
Yes. Do you know how to say his name? Because I've never been told.
I think I've seen him once before in a BRC event, but
I've seen him a lot. I've repetitively pronounced it Koniecki, and he's never corrected me. So I've just kind of gone with it.
like I think I interviewed him once in Petrolhead, and I asked him like whether or not I've been doing it. And I said like, yeah, you're doing it all right.
Again, if we are butchering anyone's name, just tell us. We will try. We will try our best. Otis Zoglu making an overtake there on Andy Darnell. Or no, Vic Vega, pardon.
Cool.
Speaking of Andy Darnell, he's looking to come with.
Yeah, look at him go.
Josiah Jerome still up on the tail of Bertrand Barrier. Lots of action, Jesus. As that is Alexandre.
A good day. Bumper to bumper goes Jerome there. They're absolutely close enough to make a move. If either one of them makes a mistake, he just needs an opening. Just needs an open door. And he's got one. Traffic.
That's Ken Scott.
Through.
I think Ken Scott ended up doing Josiah Jerome a solid there. Whether intentionally or not, I don't know. Andrew D with a big spin. Only he's going to lose 2 or 3 spots, though. It's not too bad.
And he's losing out to Vic Vega. He's getting the slipstream across the start-finish straight. He might be able to do something here.
Vic Vega's still the man who has done the best this race. He's up 9 spots. P19 turning into a P10.
Yeah, absolute charge of the field.
Nope.
A little bit of a slowdown.
It'll be Darnell's now. Your other big climbers are Rhino Berger and Jeb Sparks, both plus 8 places for the record.
But that was an absolutely crazy start. I can't get over how many people were spinning.
I think it's just the front row appeared to just not go anywhere at the start, and it caused a lot of congestion because both the guys who started on the front row fell way back.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure what happens to people like Henrik and especially like Bertrand. No, he wasn't involved in the start. Who else am I thinking of? Like,
I'm trying to remember who started in second place with Henrik up front. Oh, it was Max Simmons who got a good way. So Simmons got a good getaway, and just no one else at the front did.
yeah, like Simmons just managed to make it stick, and now he's all the way up there, running away with it. Wait, so what's the score?
Jerome now on Steve Davidson. Moving on up.
Whatchamacallit? I was informed that there was a minimum of a two-tire stop.
I think that's only in the longer races. The doubleheader sprint races do not have that rule.
Fair enough. Wait, how is that enforced?
You just switch it in the server settings.
But when you're sort of setting up a server, you can only have it like whatchamacallit. We haven't even invented something because, like over at Petrolheads, yeah, like with our servers, like you can only set it to have like a mandatory pit stop throughout the entire race weekend.
Oh yeah. But RaceRoom's default of what a mandatory stop is 2 tires.
Ah, right.
So like if you turn the mandatory pit stop on and then like just do a fuel stop, it won't count it. You have to change 2 tires. That's a game thing, not a server thing.
Fair enough. I see. Wait,
Martin
I'm
Evans
just
trying
looking
to salvage something from what has
just
been a
looking
terrible
yeah.
day.
I just saw something.
No, Magic Cash Shuck. Got tapped in the back there by a green car. I hope that wasn't Ken Scott, but I think it was the lapped car of Ken Scott.
These poor stewards, man.
If that was Ken Scott who got in the back of him, that is not gonna look good.
7 minutes to go of this absolute wreck fest.
Another car off. That's Marco Julian, or Mauricio Julian, pardon me.
Jerome's still
We're
hanging
on board.
about.
Well, not only hanging about, he's overtaken Bertrand Barrier recently and Steve Davidson recently, and now he's up on Tobias Thirolf. He's on a charge.
Oh, was that a nudge?
He's got it. I don't know. That might be netcode. I know that Josiah's internet connection is not the greatest, so we do tend to see some. Let's just put it this way: odd car behavior. As Ken Scott has a spin.
Well said.
Team of Riders on the attack, by the way, against Jeb Sparks. I will take some. I will take some manual control, and there's that battle.
Alrighty. Battle from P17.
Couple other battles going on. Josiah Jerome's up on Rene Ermer still. Thierolf in that fight as well. Barrier's up on the back of Davidson. Zizoglu, Darnell, and Edmonds are having a three-way fight for 9th.
Like they're only
Which
two.
we'll get a look at.
Yeah, let's have a look at that. They're relatively close.
Ooh. Actually, there's a 4th car in that mix too. That is, I think it's a lap car. Yeah, I think that's Mauricio Julian.
No, is it?
Yeah, it's Mauricio Julian, I think, who has that the Cannon, the Williams themed car.
Oh, yeah.
And Zoglu got kind of bullied there under blue flags by Julian. He's going to lose both spots. Darnell and Edmonds. That could end up in front of the stewards as well. We don't have the F1 style blue flag rules where you have to basically throw yourself off track to get out of the way, but you are supposed to not interfere with the flow of the race when you're under blue flags, and Mauricio Julian kind of did there.
Yeah, that's not on.
Barrier just took 7th or 6th place from Davidson. Sorry, we missed that.
No worries.
Lucky 7 Wolfen in the chat says only thing Martin has left to salvage is his dignity, which is not wrong.
Solid facts, man.
Also, RC Gingerbox has got a pen and paper to write down things for her dad.
Yeah, it's looking a bit grim for Martin, boys.
Which is a helpful reminder to anyone watching the stream. If you ever are racing against RC, remember that she is the daughter of the steward, and you don't want to hit that.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with... I wouldn't want to mess with that.
Her response in chat: I am subject to the same rules. Just true.
Yeah,
it's
right.
true. No. He will give her penalties. That's Martin Evans looking to make the move on Andy Darnell here. You know what? Nice comeback at the end of the race for Martin. It looks like he's going to salvage a top 10 out of this. Knock on wood.
Yeah, like it's... Like, of course, like, gets... it certainly really is something, like... Starting off in the podium spots, converting a podium into midfield points.
Well, I mean, considering he had, 2 or 3 major accidents that To be honest, we don't know if they were his fault or if they were someone else's fault. Don't know. We'll find out later, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll figure
But
it out.
he had some rough times, whether of his own creation or other people's creation. Had a bad start, and this late charge to 9th place is solid. Vic Vega is absolutely hustling Alfonso Alexandre here.
This is going to be a battle to the end here.
Mm-hmm.
3 cars in the mix, or is that Ken Scott?
That's Ken Scott.
Ken Scott's just hanging around.
I don't think anyone else is driving the green and black car, so anytime we see it, I'm pretty sure it is Ken Scott.
Yeah, just hanging around, just vibing.
He's just staying out of the way. Everybody's idea of fun in a race is a little bit different. Oh, Josiah Jerome going for that podium. He's up on the back of Antonio Costa. Oh,
Gonna be the
down the inside.
Gets it done. Well done.
Costa made that kind of easy. I wonder if I can't think of why. I mean, well, it could be just that like a gap of 6 seconds disappeared in like 2 laps, and Costa's like, yeah, I'm not actually going to fight that.
Yeah,
A podium would be nice, but I'll just take 4th place, thank you. You can see Josiah is kind of leaving him for dead.
Yeah, like I think what Costa's doing is that he's leaving Jerome to get up front and then just to let him take the ballast.
That could be it too.
Yes, and it was a little bit of a dummy, So I can.
That's a good point. Sometimes you don't really want to be on the podium. Oh, who is that with the no front end?
Well, I mean, like you can be on the podium, but then you can get a select amount of ballast.
Oh wait, that's Tobias.
3 wide going into turn 1. A little bit of contact there. That's crazy.
That's Tobias Theerolf with no front end.
You look at the state of that Praga.
Gee, he's falling back. This is a huge deal for the championship. I mean, Tobias was not having a phenomenal day by any means, but he was having a good one.
Yeah,
and now he's got no front end.
Yeah, this might mean that Photosysiclu can catch him, maybe. Especially in these long sweeping corners, he's going to lose out a lot to Photosysiclu.
Oh yeah, this third sector with no front wing.
Can he do it without a front wing? He's going to have to go very slowly.
He's going to have to park that bus.
Over the hill, this is not going to end well. Over the hill, he's going to be chased very hard. Sweeping right-hander is nearly out of the woods. P10 finish. Side by side with Photosysiclu. It's going to be a drag race to the line.
I think Zizoglu got it. And further back, we got Lucas Blom trying to make his way past Jeb Sparks. As well as Andrew D. Somebody really happy there with the wiggle. All right, well, that is basically the race, but we got race number 2 coming up.
Yeah, sure.
Congratulations to Max Simmons. I actually have not seen Max Simmons take a win in a bit, so this is kind of nice to see it happen again.
Awesome.
So
what
pole
did you say?
position for race 2, assuming it's top 8, reverse based on the qualifying, is Martin Edmonds.
Not bad.
He'll start on the front row with Rene Elmer.
With Bertrand, third once again.
Mm-hmm.
Davidson.
And then Davidson, Costa, Jerome, Andreasen, and Simmons.
Andreas and Simmons like being partnered together Just a row in front of our Andy Darnell and Zisiglu. And Theorov not too far away from them. Maybe Theorov will get a better start this time.
Thirolf, this is the worst race I've seen from him in a long time down there in 11th place. There's probably a story about that nose loss, but find out, I guess.
Yeah, we'll find out in due time.
We did lose Cratcheville over the course of the race. He parked it.
Yeah, he has a habit of doing that.
And it's on to race number 2, which means I may have to rejoin the server here on the Parsec side of things. Because it does tend to boot the spectators when it transfers over.
Yeah, it has a habit of that. Commentary will be back in a minute.
Wait for it to move over to race number 2, and then I can join. Happy to have you with us. We're just waiting for the server to roll over so I can join it, and we can watch race number 2.
Awesome.
And we should be in shortly. By the way, the Hard Charger Award, since I was doing updates on the positions gained from the start, ended up going to Jeb Sparks. Gained 8 places from grid to the end of the race. Interesting that we're in practice.
That's not right. Ah, there we go. 2 minutes warm up.
Give me a heart attack here, Parsec. So it looks like we're down to 25 cars. I don't see Cratcheville on the server.
Yeah, touch wheels. Quit.
Checking out Lucas Blom here. Not many cars on track right now. We got Josiah, Max, Vic, and Lucas. So I can show you one of 4 points of view. There's Vic Vega. There's race 1 winner, Max Simmons. Looking to pull the double. And there is Josiah Jerome, who had a hard charge at the end of the race to get on the podium.
Yeah, I wonder how Drum's gonna do in this next race start. He got held up massively during that last one. Hopefully this one goes slightly better for him.
He can only hope. I mean, there's a lot of people who are hoping this race start goes better than the last race went for them.
Yeah, certainly. That last race was absolutely grim in every sense of the word.
It was a messy start, and Max Simmons was the one who kept his nose clean and took victory. Can somebody do the same? Rene Armoret on track. All right, here we go.
Intermission has finished, and we are about to start formation for the second race with a reverse grid.
Of the top 8, which by our calculation should put Martin Edmonds on the pole position.
Lots of bad starts from the last time, so let's see how people can improve. Or are we going to get carnage again? I hope not.
As we explore one of the best fictional racetracks, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, me too. Like, I'd love to see this place built up, and I'd love to race it in real life.
Okay, here we go. It is indeed Martin and Rene at the front of the pack.
Carnage? Let's find out. That's Carnage is the punchline. Let's go.
Here we go.
Martin Edwards takes a good start ahead of Rene Armoret.
Whoa! Someone's in the wall in the back.
Yikes.
Jeb Sparks,
3
Timo
wide.
Konecki, Kratcheville apparently in the wall. So he is here.
Davidson in third, Drome down into fifth, sixth.
Oh, back up to fourth.
Drome's back up to fourth. Henrik's making moves. Danny Darnell's making moves. So is Alexandre down in 12th place.
So we actually have Kratcheville in the track. We are missing 2 cars from the first race. I believe one is Ken Scott.
Well, Ken Scott's 18th.
Oh, no, he is. You're right. Who did we lose? We lost 2 people. I just don't know who they are.
We'll figure it out.
Rene Armour in second place. And a big start from Ken Scott, as well as Tobias Thirolf, who's up 6 places to 6th place.
Martin's gotten a lot of better start this time round. He hasn't fumbled it at all. He's running away with it.
I mean, 4/10 is not running away with it.
I know, but like it's a lot better than being in 9th place.
True. Rick Martel falls to the back. Oh, Konecki up. Oh, you know what it is. So we've had this error lately where the tower will not show more than 24 cars in race number 2. So there is a possibility that we indeed do have 26 cars out there, and it's just the bottom 2 are not being displayed.
Oh, right.
Which is frustrating. Because I noticed Rick Martel slipped out of the top 24, and Konecki replaced him, who was not there before, so...
Yeah, we see that.
so.
Maciek is losing position after position. What's happened to him? He's lost like 5 positions there.
He is going very slowly, so I think he probably hit the wall. Maybe with the assistance of somebody else, perhaps.
We'll see in the stewards' inquiries later on.
Trambarier, Tobias Thirolf going side by side.
Thirolf taking the long way round, doesn't get quite enough traction. He's going to be under attack.
From Andy Darnell.
Andy Darnell.
In the meantime, Barrier attacks Steve Davidson and is successful in taking 6th place.
Good stuff. Tobias maintaining his close distance to Andy Darnell. He's going to have to defend.
Our biggest loser at the start, Antonio Costa, dropping 6 places to 11th.
Well, I didn't realize Antonio actually dropped that far back. Side by side, going up into the second sector.
Another car in the wall.
Oh, what was that?
One of the gray cars. I'm not entirely sure whom. They weren't officially off the track, so the spectator didn't highlight them as off track.
Yeah, I get you.
On board with Afonso Alexandre. That's Tobias Thierolf ahead of him, and ahead of him is Andy Darnell. Darnell getting a little bit wide there, and from past experience, you don't need to give Tobias a sniff to let him, find his way around you, and he is going to get through in the chicane. That's Vic Vega. And he is going to continue. But that will drop him well down the off order.
There.
Oh, Thierolf gets into Darnell.
Yikes.
And Antonio Costa says, thank you very much, as does Alfonso Alexandre. They both go through the Portuguese train.
It's going to be another car. It's going to be
Rhino Burger.
Side by side with the 11 of Andy Darnell.
He's through, and coming with him is Fotis Zizoglu. And Thierolf just can't find the pace again, losing out to Timo Ryder and Andrew D.
This is a good stuff.
Thierolf having a challenge today. Came into today leading the championship, having won at Spa-Francorchamps. And this has not been a champion's drive. I'll just say that right now.
It must be slim ballast they put in that car.
Ken Scott, by the way, off the track. As is Magic Kazchuk again. Kazchuk, what's up, my man? Rough times.
Yikes, man.
And Magic Kazchuk's going to park it, as does Ken Scott. Adam Stewart in the wall.
I have no idea.
Rough times. I have no idea how he didn't lose his front wing. Andy Darnell looking to get up into the top 10, or actually has lost the top 10 spot to Fotis Zizoglu.
Oh, again, a little bit squirrely there, Andy Darnell.
Good recovery. Steve Davidson and Bertrand Barrier running in 5th and 6th.
Henrik's a second away from his podium spot.
Yeah, but he's got the race 1 winner, Max Simmons, who's having another good day. Hard charger at the moment. Yuri Kracheville. Not super hard when you start dead last. I'm just going to say right now. Yeah. He's up 9 spots. On board with Max Simmons. Trying to get past Rene Ermer. Trying to get that 2nd place.
He's got
trying to challenge. Trying to challenge his longtime mentor and rival, Martin Evans.
Late breaking's going to get it. He's got the grip to do it. Right, here comes Rene Ermer back down the inside. He backs out of it. Doesn't have enough momentum. It's going to be Max Simmons.
Max has got that car set up perfectly for that sector. He just seems to be able to absolutely glue himself to the inside line.
Yeah. These Pragas are absolutely built for this.
We pick up Tobias Thierolf on the tail of Andrew D, as well as Andy Darnell. Zizoglu in the mix there, as well as Komorowski. Actually, at the back of it, Ryder is still in that picture.
And there's Timo.
Timo Konietzki is off the track.
It's a slipstreaming train of around 6 cars from P11 downwards.
Down to about P15 with Ryder at the back. Andrew D and Tobias Thierolf come to blows, and Thierolf's car might be having some problems. And he's
Yeah,
out.
Done.
Championship leader is out.
This is huge for the championship. This means that the championship leader will not score points this time around. And this is going to be huge for Simmons in the championship.
And Andreasen and Edmonds. Really huge for everybody, if we're being entirely honest.
Yeah, well, and anyone
Massive chance to make up some ground.
Like, hang on, who did well in Spa?
In Spa, it was Andrew D and Costa were the other two on the podium.
Right.
Of the people doing well today, Barrier had a decent Spa. He was 6th place. He's been top 5 both races here today. Andy Darnell's in the mix. And Josiah Jerome was P4 at Spa and had a podium earlier today. And is currently running in... Are we missing him? We're missing Josiah. I see.
I don't see him anywhere.
Yeah, I think he might be he might be the guy we lost at the start. Which does make sense. His internet does sometimes do the poofy thing.
Yeah, I see. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, I don't see the Dominica flag anywhere on the spectator tool, so he is so he won't be making up the ground necessarily. But the guy who, well, to be honest, it might end up being Barrier leading the championship when it all is said and done.
Yeah,
He's just been the guy to be solid in all 3 races.
And crucially, he hasn't gotten any balance.
We have Magic Cash-Chuck in the chat telling us that his steering wheel stopped responding.
Oh, hardcore failure. Hate that.
Mm-hmm.
Better luck in the next one there, Magic.
So we know why Magic is out. Don't know why Thirol for Scott retired. I mean, we saw Thirol take a hard contact with the wall. It's quite possible the car
was good after that.
Yeah, it could just be that the car was just not going to be a pleasure to drive. We'll put it that way. And admittedly, he did drag a car with no front wing across the line in race 1. So I can't really judge that he didn't want to do it again.
Yeah, absolutely not. Like he would have had to do that for like half an hour plus. This is a feature race, remember? So
we've lost Timo Konecki from the race, so we're down to 20.
We're down, 20 drivers.
Steve Davidson and Bertrand Barrier battling for 5th place.
Hey Magus, do you mind if I go get myself a bottle of water? I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Go ahead. I can man the comms. Try to keep up with the action as best I can here. Things have kind of pacified a little bit. There's not a ton of battles on the track right this second. But we do have Steve Davidson on the tail of Barrier. Andrew D's nipping at the tail of Timo Reiter for 13th position. So we do have some action going. Reiter just opened up a big gap, but also got a slowdown penalty. Adam Komorowski off the track. Rejoins in 14th position. So that's D and Reiter who get a spot. Might also have gotten Zizoglu a spot. Here's Jeb Sparks. Running in 15th position. Oh, and the frayed sound on my parsec has fixed itself, so that's nice. So Jeb Sparks on the pressure on Komorowski, Andrew D, and Steve Davidson also on the hunt. Alfonso Alexandre is catching this battle for 5th place, so it could be a 3-way fight pretty soon, to be honest. That would be interesting to see. Andrew D right on the tail of Timo Reuterer, looking for 12th place. And there is Alexandre. Hello, Steve, he says. Down the inside.
Bit of a touch there.
Yeah, nothing too bad. And he'll be through.
Maintain 6th place.
Oh, he took 6th place. He was behind Davidson. He actually caught up to Davidson really, really quickly. I wonder, what was his last lap? Okay, he was the fastest man on the track last time around.
All right, he's on a charge.
He is on the charge. The only person particularly close to his lap time was Andreasen, 3rd place. Picking up Fotis Zizoglu, who's on the tail of Andy Darnell, looking for a top 10.
Looking awesome there.
Our big climber of the race still remains Cratcheville. Our big faller, no one's fallen too far, actually. The worst is Davidson and Costa, who have each fallen 3 spots.
Yeah. Top 10.
Costa had a terrible start. He dropped like 6 or 7 places at the beginning.
Yeah.
Andrew D going side by side and overtaking Timo Reuterer.
Nice move.
Well, I hate to take away from Andrew, but the steward notification that Reuterer got a slowdown penalty, I think, might have actually made that academic.
Yeah. By the way, he can't. That's
Mauricio Julian going very slowly.
Yeah, Julian looks like he crashed a little bit. Like, hopefully his car is still in good condition.
Looks visually okay.
Going very slowly there.
Well, Max Simmons had an easy day out front last race. It's not the case this time. Martin has been caught by Max Simmons and Andreasen. And we were saying how Antonio Costa had a really bad start and he was on a recovery drive. He smells another one.
Yeah, he's eyeing up P7 there. And Davidson. Komorowski's got for getting the penalty. It's going to help Sparks close up the gap.
Yeah, it's a gap of about 4 seconds, though. I don't think that's going to be kicking off into anything for a little bit.
Yeah, every little helps.
Yeah, for sure. Just more meaning like, we're a couple of laps from that being a thing. Adam Stewart having a meeting with the wall. Guys, I know it's tempting to have a meeting with the wall and try and change its mind and have a good talk with it, but it's a stubborn creature.
Yeah, it's like everyone's meeting their favorite relative, Barry R.
Max on the hunt for the win.
Yeah, look at that. He's got hunger. He's got that dog in him. He wants that first place as much as anyone on this grid.
By the way, the Portuguese drivers are on the hunt again. Alexandre has caught Barrier, and Costa is still on the tail of Davidson. Pick up Vic Vega, getting close to Sparks. And back at the... Oh, Lord! Andreasen going for it!
Good move.
Simmons hangs on, but that was close.
Yeah, put him under a big amount of pressure there.
And Martin Edmonds, you know, doing the Darth Vader or the Darth Sidious pose of yes, yes, let the hate flow through you. Fight amongst yourselves. Let me get away. Oh, we lost Rhino Burger. That's a shame. He was up in the top 10.
Must have had an accident.
Or a technical failing, perhaps.
Not out of the question. He has had a bit of problem with the Wi-Fi in the past.
Well, I'm also looking at the flag that he represents, and I am no expert, but my understanding is African internet is not solid.
Yeah, it's not all of it's great.
I imagine that is not amazing. Timo Ryder trying to get back at Andrew D after losing the spot due to the slowdown. See if he can get back up there. And Alexandre is making up tons of ground. He has been the fastest guy each of the last 3 laps. He is the danger man. He is the one who knocks.
He's getting closer and closer to Barrier.
And Costa also on the hunt. It is the lap of the Portuguese. Zoglu's also catching up to Andy Darnell. Shaping up for a little battle there.
Yeah, they'll get a lot closer very soon. But for now, here's first and second place catching up.
That's a lapped car there they're trying to navigate.
Getting past...
Stewart would be my guess. Stewart is my guess. Martel, I guess, would also be a possibility. They both have that livery, and they're both in that kind of area. No, it can't be Martel. He's not far enough behind. That's definitely with Stewart.
Yeah, that's fair enough, but...
So Martel will be next.
Yeah, I can imagine so.
That's probably him up there.
Yeah. Top right.
Alexandre versus Barrier. In the words of my usual co-commentator, be still my palpitating spleen.
Yeah. What a curious choice of words.
He's a big fan of Barrier and Alexandre for their, let's just say, aggressive driving.
Good stuff. Robin is racing.
That is another Byron's, I guess. Or the famous, ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind.
Wow, me and Byron would get along so well, honest to God.
Andreasen is on the hunt.
Yeah, look at him go.
And Martin goes wide, or Max goes wide.
Excellent move from the Viking himself, Henrik Andreasen.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's got first place in his sights, Martin Edmonds.
And lap car there to deal with. That would be the Rick Martel, who is getting very out of the way.
Yeah. Made sure to get him. Made sure he
that is some Formula 1 level blue flag adherence.
Yeah, man's committed.
It cost him because he's actually lost a lot of ground to Adam Stewart, who's all of a sudden right on his tail.
Yeah.
What do you think, chat? Let's hear it. Does Simmons pull the double? So at one point they're going to have to start making a stop. Well, no, there's no stop in this race because it's the doubleheader.
Oh yeah, right.
If I am correct in the parlance of the rules here, this is a stopless race.
Fair enough. Like, I was just remembered because, like, during Spa, like, there was, like, for a while, there was this rule where, like, I'm not even sure if they went through with it, but there used to be this rule where, like, you had to change at least 2 tires during the feature race or whatever.
Lucky Slevin in the chat, going along with our Rick Martel series of jokes. Thank you. I appreciate that. And we have an emphatic no from RC that Max will not pull off the double. Of course, Max is a former rival of RC's in the ESR Academy.
Well, we can see it side by side. He's putting Henrik Andreasen under serious pressure here. He's got 15 minutes to make this move. And
and he spins it!
He's lost over a few seconds there. And then there were 2. Edmonds versus Andreasen.
We got lucky picking Martin Edmonds for the victory, for the record.
And Martin's got a long way to go.
And RC has not actually made a victor pick. She just has specifically not picked Max Simmons.
Well, that's how rivalries go. I've had my fair share.
I mean, it wasn't much of a rivalry. Max kind of Max had a really easy time with the Academy crew. We'll just say that. I believe, if memory serves, we had to shove 50 kilos of ballast on him just to keep him from running away with it. One of our two most prestigious graduates of the ESR Academy.
You should start it up again. I'd join it.
I kind of broke down really quickly is the problem. It's I don't know. It's one of those ideas that seems really, 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 really good in theory, but like the actual execution is incredibly tricky.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like, just saying, like, if you ever start it up, like, give me a holler, because I'm definitely driving that. Like, I am a carsher, but, like...
We did have that one really good season with RC winning the championship. RC, who did you beat to the championship again? There was a really good rivalry you had, and I'm blanking on the guy's name. Alphonse Alexandre still hasn't really tried to make a move on Barrier, which is surprising.
It's not really close enough.
He's been close enough a couple of times, though. It's just interesting because Alexandre is one of those guys who like doesn't need that second invitation, if you know what I mean, to go for a move. Henrik Andreasen still trying to hunt down Martin Edmonds.
Yeah, Edmonds has been doing a very good job. Like, he's been actually gapping him a small bit.
Steve Davidson's catching up to Costa a little bit. See if that becomes a thing. Oh, hang on. We got side-by-side action at the front. Andreasen just got past Martin Edmonds, and Martin unable to get him back, at least for now. Josh, was it Josh? It might have been Josh. Anyways, my point was there was one really good ESR Academy season where RC and she thinks Josh McLaughlin went head-to-head for the title. That went down to the final race.
Is there a broadcast of it?
We did commentary. You can find it on the ESR YouTube channel. It's like a ways back, mind you. We're talking pre-COVID, I think.
Pre-COVID, how many years? That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4 years ago, maybe 5.
I could probably look on the race app and see.
I'd be interested. Like, I've been looking for a bit of good racing material to watch because the Formula One's been getting hella boring. So anyway, there's Martin Edmonds in P2, overtaken by Henrik Andreasen. And Simmons clawing his back up subtly in P3, you can see him there. With Rene Ermer dropping all the way back to 4th. And Barrier in 5th, Alexandre 6th, and Costa 7th. And Darnell and Fotoziziglu 9th and 10th respectively for petrolheads. And Timo Reiter 12th for Billarops. Komorowski's 13th. Kira Katashville's made 10th position so far. That's your highest climber so far.
I've actually found the season of the Academy that I was thinking of is back in 2020 October, and RC won the title by 2 points over Dave Nelson.
Awesome.
It was the Super Trofeo season. Let's see, anyone in today's current field that was in that series? Not seeing anybody.
Which sim was that? Super Trofeo is the Lamborghini. That's the ACC, right?
Yeah, it was an ACC series, the one that I am looking at.
You should make something like that, but with RaceRoom.
Well, the first couple of seasons were in RaceRoom. But it was felt that a GT style car was a really good idea, and if you're going to do GT racing, then why not do ACC? It's like it's the one thing it does.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't know what it is about ACC. I just can't figure out like the force feedback on it or like the car tuning.
Oh yeah, no, to each their own. By the way, Alfonso did get past Bertrand Barrier. We missed that. Sorry, Alfonso. He's up into 5th place. And Antonio Costa is still trying to hold off Steve Davidson and catch up with Bertrand Barrier.
Andreas is starting to gap Edmonds a little bit.
Up to about a second.
Simmons is getting back.
I was going to say, Simmons is catching back up.
10th by 10th, lap by lap. He's only got 8 more minutes to get this done.
I would like to comment on their relative pace in terms of lap times, but both Martin and Max's last lap were invalid, so I don't have lap times for them.
Yeah, that would have been a good idea, but...
I will say, if we look at the best lap, though, Martin's best lap is about 0.6 slower than both Andreasen and Simmons, so he's not quite on their one-lap pace.
Yeah, consistency seems to be where he's getting it.
Komorowski is caught up to Timo Reiter, looking for 12th place. Slowly but surely, Adam has been railing him in.
Seven minutes to go left in this massive feature race.
Steve Davidson on the hunt against Antonio Costa. Also Bertrand Barrier in the mix.
You can see him up front just barely.
And the car behind them, I believe, is a lapped car because that is not Andy Darnell who would be the car behind him.
Adam Stewart gets a slowdown penalty for abusing the track limits.
Stop breaking the law! Lucky 7 Wolfen says Martin equals saving tires. Lucky, you know better than that. There is no way that Martin is saving tires.
I mean, there's 6 minutes left to go. There's no reason to save tires. You should.
Well, it's also just that's not what Martin does.
Yeah, Martin does the opposite of that.
I would, if I may do my impression of a tire upon learning it's going to be on Martin's car. No, I want to live. I want to live.
Like if you open.
Oh,
wow!
Antonio Costa and Barrier having a little, or was that Davidson? That was Davidson. Pardon me. Having a little bit of contact.
It got together a little bit. That rear bodywork might be a little bit damaged.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you who's happy about that, though, is Barrier, because he's gone from being about a half second ahead of them to about 2 seconds.
Yes, the more
That has given him some...
Oh!
Oh! Simmons on the attack!
Look at him go! Him and Edmonds. If what you say about Edmonds' tire habits is true, then Simmons is going to have the better grip towards the closing stages of this race.
Simmons is a man who is known for his long runs on tires. I'm not going to say he's learned how to manage tires from it. I'm just going to say he should have. And we'll see. Komorowski also on the attack against Ryder. Actually got around the outside of him there pretty nicely.
Side by
And
side going up the hill.
we'll have
Getting the move done.
Simmons still on the attack.
Yeah, he is not letting up on Edmonds there. Getting a little bit of a slow down penalty there. Let him drop back a little bit.
This will probably be the battle we follow for the remainder, because we got Ryder and Komorowski are the only other two within a second of each other. And we just saw Komorowski overtake Ryder, so presumably he will slowly pull away.
That'll be a fun fight to watch.
Second step on the podium, still within Max Simmons' reach.
1 second away. 3 minutes.
Ryder's sticking with Komorowski. Might not be over.
Please tell me there isn't a race 3.
There is no race 3. Just
I'm about to drop dead asleep, man.
Just a doubleheader today. We got 3 minutes more. Lapped car getting in the way. Not sure whom that would be. Vic Vega at a guess. Just looking at the liveries and the guys who are in that approximate, gap range.
Yeah, I get you. That's hindered Simmons now. He's got less than 2 laps to go.
Your hard charger of the day, as things stand, Yuri Kracheville. Or Kracheville, pardon me. 10 spot. Kracheville. Kracheville.
Yeah, it's a Czech name.
I mean, Czechs pronounce their names very differently. There's not really a standard pronunciation on that one.
I mean, I've asked him many
Which makes sense, considering that the Czech language is a kind of a hybrid of German pronunciation rules and Slavic pronunciation rules, leading it to being kind of its own thing without a super consistent range.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I asked him a few times, and he's never objected to whatever
I
I say. So.
I don't think he objects. I think he just expects people to get it wrong and just rolls with it.
Yeah.
There are some people who pull the Simpsons aliens line on me when I ask them how to pronounce their name. They're like, in order to pronounce it correctly, I would have to pull out your tongue. Max Simmons still putting the pressure on. Still the best fight we got going right now.
Less than a minute left to go. This is the last lap of the race. Mm-hmm. And what by the things that look of it, Andreasen is going to be the winner.
Looks like
side by side on the.
Alfonso Chandre is spun. Oh, oh, oh God! Oh!
Oh my God! You're giving me such anxiety there, Alexandre. What was that?
That was a terrible rejoin. Somehow didn't hit anybody.
He nearly killed 4 separate cars there, and only missed each of them by a foot.
Ugh. All right. 0.8 of a second. I think the more likely overtake might be Costa against Barrier rather than Simmons and Edmonds, but we'll see. That's a lapped car in behind them. At a guess, Mauricio Julia. The pictures of the liveries are not exactly easy to see on the spectator tool. Yeah, these are the only 2 cars within a second of each other. And the checkered flag is out. Henrik Andreasen is your winner.
With Edmonds in second and Simons in third after a valiant effort. Rene Armour is in fourth.
Vic Vega has pulled into the pit lane. But he's not actually dropping spots. I think he's just finished.
Yeah. And Antonio Costa flashes his headlights in victory as he maintains 6th place.
I mean, that's a big deal for him. Keep in mind, he came into today in 2nd place in the championship, and Tobias is a non-scorer in this race.
Yeah, this is huge for Antonio.
It's a big deal for Costa. He beat Tobias in the first race, too. So, he made up a huge amount of ground. I am not sure what the scoring for this race is, so I have no prediction as to who the championship leader is, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's Costa. He's definitely one of the candidates. The guys who did particularly well today, like Max Simmons, came in today with 0 points. So, though they had a phenomenal run here, they were coming from way back. And same with Andreasen.
So we'll have to keep an eye on. Sorry.
My guess, as far as the championship is concerned, is I think it's either Costa or Barrier who's likely in the lead.
Barrier?
Because Barrier came in today in 4th place.
Consistent. Yeah, he was very consistent.
Yeah,
Well,
so
anyway.
the championship coming in was Thierolf leading Costa by 3 points. I think it's almost guaranteed that Costa overtook him. D was in 3rd. Pardon me, Barrier was in 6th. So I think it's Costa.
All right.
He had
so
2 solid results today.
that was fantastic. That was incredibly fun to watch. I hope you had as much fun as we did watching that. I know I did. Wait, Michael, do we do post-race interviews here, or?
Not generally. It's
Ah,
something
fair
we could move in the future, but no, not generally. All right. Well, I guess we have one thing left to do. Who do we elect as our driver of the day?
Well, I'd have to say Rene. Like, he came back from relatively far away, and he managed to put it into P4. Solid points finish.
I kind of think Henrik Andreassen's probably the answer. He had 2 podiums today, picked up a win and a second place, which number 1 left him with the most points scored of anybody. But what really to me stood out is he did not have an easy time either time, because like he had that terrible start in race 1 and spent the rest of the race crawling his way back up there, taking out the pry bar and dragging himself back to second place. And then in race number 1, in race number 2, he had to come back from the reverse grid. He started P8 and he made his way up to P7, made his way up to P1. It's like hard day of work and 2 really good results.
Yeah, like if you put it like that, I think that's the way to go, I suppose.
Just needs to work on his starts, because both Henrik, both your starts were garbage. You need to work on that.
Yeah, facts.
Now, if you want to keep winning, driver of the day, I mean, keep messing up the start and then crawling your way back through the field. That's probably a winning idea. But needs a little work. I wonder if that's got to be one of the few times I've seen someone take pole in race 1, not win it, and then win number 2. That's a weird one.
Yeah, that's slightly odd. But anything can happen in these races,
And I think on that note, we'll call it an evening. My co-commentator is falling asleep, and we'll just quickly inform you guys what's next. We've got Red Bull Ring coming up, which is weird that that's not one of the sprint rounds, to be honest. And that will be coming up on September the 30th. It is the Red Bull Ring Moto layout, 60-minute race with a pit stop. And I believe we will be having a 3-man commentary booth of Mike, and Byron.
Awesome. Well, anyway, thank you so much, guys, for watching. We'll see you in the next one.